Hey, what's up, beautiful black people? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Business School. I wanted to take a second while I'm walking down the hallway. I'm on my way to our Financial Juneteenth Film and Edutainment Festival in Houston, which you can find out about at drboycehouston.com. That's drboycehouston.com. I'm going to be here for 3 days, so if you missed today, you can still come out for the next couple of days. Anyway, I was thinking today about this stuff I was reflecting on this morning as I was getting ready. It had to do with Hillary Clinton and this upcoming election. I hear a lot of people that, when it comes to voting, I don't think that we have a whole lot of sort of critical analysis sort of happening. We have a lot of what I call parakeeting, political parakeeting, which is basically where you have one message that is just sort of repeated ad nauseum and no one really thinks it through. Everyone just repeats it because somebody told them to say it. And I think it comes down to when, people talk about the black strategy in the next election. Now, I'm not one to tell you exactly what strategy I think you should pursue. I'm not interested in doing that right now. What I will say is that anybody who discourages you from laying all the ideas out on the table is usually not your friend. They usually have a bias. And so I've seen all the different campaigns. I've seen a lot of people that will say, like people I respect, like the Jesse Jacksons of the world, etc., who will say you have to vote. Or Democrats will come to black churches and they'll say, if you don't vote, you don't count. Our ancestors marched. They'll tell some story about, people marching in Selma and, and bad things happening to them because they wanted to vote, things like that. And they tend to do these things when it's election time, when they're trying to, keep their power. And honestly, I just see it as a complete mind fuck. I see it as a lot of times a bunch of, just a lot of manipulation, because I think that there are people who believe black people are easily manipulated. Black people are easily fooled. And then some people, the evidence is pretty bad, And so, anyway, what I was thinking about was, I saw other perspectives. Like I saw where Tariq Nasheed was actually, if I'm not mistaken, somebody said to me, they said, did you know that Tariq Nasheed is telling black people not to vote? And I was like, is that true? And I haven't confirmed that. I have to go double check. I'm gonna text him myself. But I thought about that, and my theory on it is not so much that I'm gonna sit here and tell you what to do again, because I told you I'm not gonna do that. But I am gonna say that, one thing you don't want when it comes to political analysis is this sort of parakeeting kind of reaction to the whole vote or not vote conversation. Parakeeting again means you just say so, you throw some catchphrase, some repetitive line, if you don't vote, you don't count, or our ancestors died for us to have the right to vote, things like that. Because the thing is that this system is rigged. This system's screwed up. I don't think anybody I know is really happy about Trump or Clinton, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's family's done a lot of horrible things to black people. And if you want to really kind of see how deep the horror goes, take a look at this documentary that's on YouTube now called Clinton Cash. And basically in this documentary, they talk about how the Clintons basically formed this, I guess it's called the Clinton Foundation or the Bill Clinton Foundation. And they go around the world. They claim to be doing charity around the world when really only 10% of that money goes to the actual people they're trying to help. The other 90% goes toward helping their political friends. So if you look at the documentary, what the documentary kind of does is it breaks down kind of how the scheme works. That basically you have this high level political official, this celebrity slash statesman, who says, make a donation to my foundation. He says it's to say a major corporate donor. So the corporations will make a major donation. Next thing you know, they're getting these major contracts in these countries because Bill Clinton has gone over to these countries and he has, negotiated a deal to let these countries come in and take the natural resources. It happens mostly in Africa. And then in addition to that, personally, Bill Clinton will be paid, between $250,000 up to $1 million to give one speech. And it'll be sponsored a lot of times by the same company that made the donation to the foundation that got the contract. Do You understand? So it's sort of like I'm going to give money to this organization, this foundation that's going to use the money for God knows what. Because they weren't doing anything good in Haiti. I mean, well, I would say they weren't doing anything good. They were doing very little good in Haiti. For the amount of money that they raised on using the name of Haiti, sort of flashing Haitian images, really selling Haitian devastation to the world to get donations. Most estimates say, and you can look this up, don't believe me, just look it up, say that they didn't really do jack shit compared to the amount of resources that were brought in. Also, a lot of Haitians had a big issue with the fact that the Haitian people weren't really consulted on what they actually wanted. So what's happening in a way is it's almost like me taking a picture of your mama who's homeless and going to a rich person and saying, can you help this homeless woman? Give the money to me and I'll help this homeless woman on your behalf. So they give the money to me. I use that money to pay all my friends. I say, okay, she needs some Gucci. She needs some Gucci sneakers. So I go pay my friend to go put some Gucci sneakers on her feet, even though my friend is making a crazy killing off of this, right? Or I go to somebody else. She needs her hair done. So I pay my daughter to do her hair. Do you understand? So that's kind of how these schemes kind of work. And then what's really interesting, when you talk about this whole vote or not vote conversation, a lot of people don't understand that, restraining yourself, or what is the word? Not restraining, I can't find the right word, but basically when you hold your vote back, y'all know what word it is. I need to get my words back because I just woke up and I'm about to go give a speech. So I guess it's not good to lose your words when you're about to give a speech. But basically, abstaining, that's the word I'm looking for. I was like, okay, I need to find this word. So anyway, abstaining from voting, if you abstain loudly, actually is a viable strategy in some cases. W.E.B. Du Bois wrote an article, and he's not a stupid person, no matter how much the Democrats say that he was. W.E.B. Du Bois wrote an article called Why I Will Not Vote. And basically he made a very simple argument that said, if your options are garbage, then they're not really giving you a choice. They're forcing you to make a choice. So what they're doing is they're putting two horrible, it's like telling your daughter you can date the guy who's going to beat you or the guy who's going to rape you. And if you don't pick, then you won't have a man. And your father wants you to make a choice because he wants you to have a husband. So if you don't vote, if you don't pick one of these horrible men, then you're disrespecting your daddy because your daddy wants you to have a husband. Your daddy wants you to have a husband, but he wants you to have a good husband. I want my daughter, I'd rather her be single than to have an abusive husband or a husband who rapes her. Or I'd rather have her abstain such that she's able to wait for the right man to come along. So voting for the least horrible politician is not the same as voting. Let me turn this off. It's not the same as voting for the right politician. So you got to make sure you understand that. And in fact, if you abstain loudly, there is there's a direct evidential relationship here that says that that political parties that know that you could have voted and you would have voted if they had given you some good options, that means those political parties will compete for your vote. You see, politicians do that when they see that you're like, okay, I'm not gonna vote for none of y'all because y'all talking smack, but next time you come to me with something good, I'm gonna vote. If they hear this, then they do respond to this. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't vote at all. I'm just saying that if you feel that way, don't be embarrassed. If you feel the need to go vote, if you want to go vote for Hillary, then or vote for Trump, then I'm not gonna dog you out for that, because I personally believe that if you look, for example, at the last 8 years when we've had a black president, the state of the black community hasn't gotten that much better based on most indicators in terms of what's going on with police brutality, what's going on with mass incarceration, what's going on with economic disparities, what's going on with unemployment, what's going on with the educational system. Most of these things have not really improved that much, and so if it didn't improve that much under Obama, I don't think Hillary's going to be much better. And I think that you really have to sort of be critical in terms of your thinking with this. You can't just sort of be a bandwagon person. A lot of people are going to go along with the bandwagon. There's a lot of political parakeeting, and people are going to do what they're going to do. I think Hillary's probably going to win the election, but I personally think that if you want to, I think the only way black people really can make a point, honestly, is I think by abstaining, but not by saying we're not participating, but by saying we're not participating in this election. So if a President Trump gets into office and y'all see the horror of that, then understand that if you don't come after the black vote next time, it's going to happen again. And believe me, they will step up to the plate. Yvette Carnell went to a Bernie Sanders convention and told Bernie Sanders supporters, the reason you didn't get your candidates because you didn't cater to black people. You didn't reach out to black media. You didn't put your funding dollars into black media to push his message. And that's why you didn't get your candidate. And you know what? If you don't do it again this time, then you're not going to get if you don't do it in the next election, you won't get your candidate then either. And you know what happened? They started walking up to Yvette saying, what can we do to get that black support? But you know what? If black people just lined up and just done what they were told or whatever, without asking for anything in return, they never would have wanted to have that conversation. So you got to think about that a little bit. Just think about it like based on something you know. Think about dating. Dating's the same way. If you got a choice between a horrible option and a worse option, sometimes you say, I'm not going to date either one of y'all until you come correct. Well, that's usually going to make people step up to the plate, or somebody better will come along. So that's my theory, and I'm not backing down from that. Anybody who disagrees, that's fine, but don't do political parakeeting. Like, don't just repeat what the Democrats told you at church. Repeat something that is based on thoughtful analysis, maybe some facts, maybe some data and information, and then we can have a meaningful conversation. But until then, we're just going to keep getting played. And every election we get played. Every election we get ignored. They're not going to stop doing this. They just like, okay, yeah, just scare black people. Black people scare easily, and if we scare these Negroes, they'll come out and vote for us, because all we got to do is tell them. We're not going to tell them why our candidate's the best. We're going to tell them why Trump is a nightmare and Trump's going to reinstitute slavery. Well, guess what? No matter who's elected, you're still going to be dealing with all this nonsense. The people that will elevate the condition of black people will be black people. So I don't care who's in the White House. Even if Trump or anybody who's in the White House, if black people came together and fought for what we wanted, we can't be stopped. We can't be stopped. But when we sit back and we're complacent, or we're thinking that the right politician is going to do it, we always lose. Look at the data. Don't believe me. Go look at the evidence. So anyway, I'm about to get out of here, guys. I got to take this call. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Don't forget, if you want to come to the Houston event, go to drboycehouston.com. That's drboycehouston.com. Also, the Black Wealth Boot Camp starts soon. We talk about wealth building. I lay on my 23 years of teaching at the college level, teaching finance, to teach you everything you need to know about how to be an empowered black person in this country when it comes to economics. Economic empowerment is the wave of the future. That's where black people are going. That's where we're going. We're going toward understanding how to leverage our economic power to get what we want. So anyway, you can join the Black Wealth Bootcamp by joining theblackwellthbootcamp.com. That's theblackwellthbootcamp.com. Classes start August 6th. I hope to see you there. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon. Love you. Peace.